Okay, I have some very sad news to report. Kazuki Takahashi, the manga creator behind Yu-Gi-Oh, has passed away at age 60. The Japanese Coast Guard found his body off the coast of Nago City in Okinawa morning of Wednesday, July 6th. He was reportedly found with snorkeling gear. Police are investigating the events that led up to his death. Yeah, this sucks. It's a horrible accident, and the passing of a giant, a legend of the manga industry.
Yeah, and there have been many tragic deaths, mangaka, in general. But this is, it's not like he died of old age. He didn't die of overwork. Seems to have been a weird accident, which makes it all the worse. I think makes it kind of sadder because it potentially could have been avoided. But yeah, this was one of the first things I found out when I woke up Thursday morning, and I was in a terrible mood all day Thursday. And I don't know if it's because of this or if that's just a coincidence. Like maybe I was already going to be grumpy and that just happened to be the first thing. But it definitely did affect me a lot. And a lot of other people. A lot of people have come out and said that, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a huge part of their childhood. I find that celebrity deaths, even mangaka deaths, don't usually affect me that much, except for some of my favorite authors. This really, really hit me hard, even though, Takahashi wasn't making Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. He came out of retirement to do a couple things fun, but like Yu-Gi-Oh! Was, the thing he was most known for, the thing that made him his money and allowed him to retire young. And it was such a huge part of my tween and teen years and many other people's. And I think it developed or encouraged a lot of my tastes and my interests in ways that I can't really explain or I can't separate from like what is inherent to me. Like I've always loved ancient Egypt, but like did that make it bigger, right? Did that encourage more research? Things like that. So it was very sad. And it was nice to see a lot of people saying, I think I only saw genuinely nice things from people. This was one situation where I didn't see anything nasty. Even the comments on the Anime News Network Facebook page were all positive, which is rare. So, people saying that's so sad and that they loved his work and they love Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's nice to see that people loved him and his work, and that he, I think, had the positive effect that he wanted to have on a couple generations.
Yeah, such a tragic accident. Darfox, it reminds me of the passing of Usui Yoshito. He was the manga creator behind Crayon Shinchan.
Yes, it was a hiking incident, correct?
Yeah, he had a mountain climbing incident where his body was discovered at
Yeah,
the bottom of a cliff. Yeah.
Obviously, anybody passing away, especially when you're 60 years old, it's a very sad thing. But the fact that it was a recreation activity, it's an accident, it's just all the more tragic. And obviously, feel really bad for the family and close friends. I think a lot of people my age have a connection to Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because it was on TV a lot. But I mean, very iconic series, very iconic design and art style. He was a special mangaka. Very special creator, so it hurts.
Yeah, one of my favorite things I've seen going around is people sharing the time he did an art trade with Mike Mignola, with the Hellboy, with Yu-Gi-Oh! Hair. It's just nice. It's nice that he definitely had a sense of fun. You can tell from his work, but also a very deep caring for justice in his way, and he was very special. And I think even though he wasn't still actively creating a whole lot of manga, he will be very missed, and it's sad that we won't have the opportunity to see what other things he might have done with his time.
He was apparently working on anime, Morgana. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
In his own spare time. George Morikawa, the creator of Hajime no Ippo, was good friends with, and actually the assistant for Kazuki Takahashi back when he was under the pseudonym Kazuo Takahashi. And he put out a big tweet thread talking about The only difference between Kazuki and Kazuo was Kazuki was super, famous and made it and didn't have to worry about money like Kazuo did. Just talking about being assistant under Takahashi. He was lovingly called Manga-kun by Takahashi. They would spend all night going bowling when they were still poor and like working together. And even after like Takahashi became, made it rich with Yu-Gi-Oh, was able to retire early, called Morikawa Manga-kun and said, "You still doing that pain in the ass work? Drawing manga on a weekly basis." And apparently George Morikawa really regrets that Takahashi was working on an anime on in his own time, and he never got to check it out before this tragic accident. I feel so bad for George Morikawa between
I know.
Takahashi and also Kentaro Miura passing away. Like, he's having a rough time, and like he's done like many of these Twitter rants, and he's kind of like open on social media sharing his like feelings of loss and heartbreak. So he had very nice words to say about Kazuki Takahashi.
It's always nice to know that the creators you care about, whose work you care about, also seem to be genuinely kind people, good people. Obviously, people, friends are always going to speak highly of their friends, but you saying that, they used to go bowling together. I just love that image of them just like hanging out, being friends, making it work. I hope that, again, it sounds like he had an accident, but I hope that authorities are able to figure out what's going on, and his loved ones will get a sense of peace around this as much as they can.
Yeah, it's funny about the bowling. They would get Masatoshi Kawahara, another manga artist known for his series Shura no Mon, to come, and he was having success, so they would like have Kawahara pay for everything. It's like, treat a senpai. Oh man, it's a very unfortunate thing that happened.